It began on a Thursday evening, the kind of night where everything hums softly in the background and life feels ordinary until it suddenly isn't. I had been at a small gathering, a casual get-together with friends who thrived on jokes, dares, and occasional playful drama. She arrived late, carrying that same confident aura she always did, the smile that never quite reached her eyes, the way she moved as if the room itself were waiting for her performance. Over time, I had learned she fed on attention, on controlling how people saw her, and tonight felt no different. The laughter started the moment she stepped in, rippling through the room. Friends exchanged nudges and whispers, anticipating her theatrics. Then it happened, with the precision of a rehearsed act. She announced she was breaking up with me. Her voice carried a certainty that made people stop and lean in, curious to see what would unfold. A few chuckles escaped, a mix of disbelief and amusement, as if my life had suddenly become a form of entertainment. I took a steady breath, aware of the tension, yet unmoved. All eyes turned toward me, expecting chaos, a shout, a plea, a dramatic reaction. They wanted fireworks, but I didn't give them any. I looked at her, calm, unwavering. My mind was quiet, clear. No word stumbled forward, no hesitation. Silence filled the space between us, deliberate and complete, thick enough to absorb the laughter. The room shifted. Her carefully crafted performance began to crumble. In that quiet, I saw the first crack in her confident mask. Her smile faltered, just for a heartbeat, barely noticeable, but enough. The armor of confidence she wore seemed to wobble under the weight of unmet expectation. People glanced at each other, sensing the change but unsure what had just happened. She tried again, sharper this time, words theatrical, gestures exaggerated, pulling the room into her narrative. "I can't do this anymore," she said, voice a mix of mock despair and defiance, letting the drama hang like smoke. I listened, silent, letting the words settle without acknowledgement. My silence was unyielding. The room grew tense. Everyone leaned forward, waiting for a crack, a slip, some human flaw. But I didn't flinch. The contrast between her energy and my stillness became impossible to ignore. The laughter that had bubbled earlier evaporated, replaced by whispers and sideways glances. Her story collapsed under its own weight. Finally, I spoke, slow and measured, each word stretching across the room. "If this is truly what you want, then I respect your choice. I'm not here to perform for anyone." Her lips parted in disbelief, confusion flickering across her face. The audience had expected chaos, drama, a fight, but instead found clarity, composure, and resolve. In that moment, the power shifted, not to her, but to me. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't beg. I simply reclaimed the narrative by refusing to participate in her meticulously staged drama. The room's energy changed. Her laughter died in the air, replaced by a silence heavier than any shout could have been. She froze, eyes wide, searching for a sign that her performance had succeeded. But I remained calm, anchored in clarity. The whispers around us softened, uncertain, as if the room itself recognized the unexpected turn. She had miscalculated. Expecting chaos, she found only composure. I took a slow step back, creating space, not from anger, but from awareness. There was no need for confrontation. Her attempt to provoke had collapsed under the weight of my indifference. It was a strange kind of power, not loud or demanding, but one that commanded attention simply by remaining still. Every eye in the room was on her now, witnessing the contrast between her theatrics and my restraint. Minutes stretched, her voice faltering as she tried to reconstruct her rehearsed story. My calm had broken the spell. Laughter, whispers, expectations, all vanished, leaving only the quiet reality. I spoke once more, deliberate and final. "If this is what you need, it's over. There's nothing left to perform for anyone." Her gaze swept the room, realizing the attention she sought had vanished, leaving only the consequences of her actions. As I walked away, calm and unshaken, the room remained silent. The echoes of laughter were replaced by an unmistakable stillness. The lesson was clear, not through drama, but through dignity. Some battles aren't won with noise.